Hello, students. It's nice to welcome everyone in our science class today. It's me, Sergey, and join me in a science amazing episode.
How are you today? Kamusta? Handa na ba kayo sa ating episode ngayong araw? Kaya, ihanda ang iyong ballpen, papel, at self-learning module. Laging tandaan, lagi dapat kayong nasa inyong komportabling learning space para mas maganda at maliwalas ang iyong pag-aaral ngayong araw na ito.
In the previous lesson or episode, you learned about the electromagnetic spectrum. You gained an understanding of the different electromagnetic waves and their benefits. One of the most common among these electromagnetic waves is the visible light. But before we proceed, let us first review the properties and behavior of light when in contact with something. So let's do the activity, fill, and complete me.
Fill in the blanks in the sentence below. Below each paragraph are words corresponding on properties and behavior of light that you will encounter in this module. Write your answer on a clean sheet of paper. Pwede niyong i-post ang video na ito habang kayo ay nagsasagot at i-play ulit pag kayo ay tapos na.
Now, let's check your answers. With this activity, you have mastered identifying the properties and behavior of light. And these concepts will help you understand more about the nature and behavior of light.
Light is a form of energy that you can see. Every day, light waves reflect on objects and into your eyes, which allows you to see the objects. Light also helps you identify objects both near and far. However, how can you able to read these words?
You can be able to read these words or sentences by using a plain mirror. But how? Moreover, have you ever wondered why the ambulance was written like this in the front of the vehicle? In this module, we will answer these questions and we will try
To predict the qualitative characteristics like orientation, type, and magnification of images formed by the plane mirrors and also the curved mirrors and lenses. But before that, let us first explore the mirrors and lenses. After this lesson, you are expected to 1. Differentiate converging mirror or lens from diverging mirror or lens. And number 2, characterize and draw ray diagrams for images formed by plane and spherical mirrors as well as spherical lenses. When you look in the mirror, have you ever noticed something interesting about you and your image in the mirror? How are light rays reflected from different types of mirrors? In the plane mirror, convex mirror, and how about on the concave mirrors? Did you know that a mirror could create different type of images? As you participate and listen in this lesson or episode, you will be able to use the laws of reflection and diffraction in order to describe and explain how images are formed in mirrors and lenses. For this lesson, let's try to answer some questions. Read each question that will be flashed on your screen. Write only the letter of the correct answer on a separate sheet of paper. So, let's start. Congratulations, students! You have done great. So these different terms and words that you have seen or observed in this pre-assessment, this will be discussed and explained in this lesson. This time, we will differentiate the difference between converging mirror or lens from diverging mirror or lens. Most curved mirrors are called spherical mirrors because this shape follows the shapes or surface of the sphere. There are two kinds of spherical mirrors. Number one, we have concave mirror. Concave mirror reflects light inward to one focal point. It is used to focus light. It is also known as converging mirror because it has a reflecting surface that is recessed inward. In other words, away from the incident light. Number two, convex mirror. This type of mirror reflects light outward. Therefore, they are not used to focus light. It is also known as diverging mirror, in which the reflective surface bulges towards the light source. On the other hand, there are two kinds of lenses. We have convex lens and the other one is concave lens. What are the difference between these types of lenses? Convex lens refers to the lens which merges the light rays at a particular point that travels through it. In other words, it is also known as converging lens. The second one is concave lens. This type of lens can be identified as the lens which disperses the light rays around that hits the lenses. It is also known as diverging lens. How can you characterize or describe the images formed by the plane and spherical mirrors and lenses? You will be able to characterize and describe the different images formed by plane mirrors or spherical mirrors and lenses by using ray diagram. And also, you will be applying or we will be using the laws of reflection. But what is the law of reflection? Law of reflection states that the incident ray, the normal line, and the reflected ray to the reflecting surface all lie in the same plane. And also, it states that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. The figure flashed in your screen illustrates the reflection of a light ray on a plane. As you can see, incident ray is the ray of light coming from the light source towards a surface. The normal line, it is the line that is perpendicular to the surface. And reflected ray, on the other hand, is the ray of light which leaves the mirror. Also, you can see the two angles. We have the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection. When light hits an object, every part of that object reflects light. It reflects light in all directions. Some of the reflected light reaches our eyes. Thus, we can see an object. What are the characteristics of images formed by a plane mirror? So we have four different characteristics we can observe. 1. Image is virtual. 2. Same size as the object. 3. Same orientation as the object. And number 4. Same distance from the mirror as the object. If you view an image of yourself on a plane mirror, you will quickly notice that there is an apparent left and right reversal of the image.
Kapag itinaas mo ang iyong kaliwang kamay, mapapansin mo na ang larawan sa salamin ay tinaas ang kanyang kanang kamay. Kapag itinaas mo ang iyong kanang kamay, mapapansin mo na ang larawan sa salamin ay itinaas ang kanyang kaliwang kamay. Ito ay madalas na tinatawag na left-right inversion, sa ibang salita ay lateral inversion.
Another situation, we can observe the left-right reversal on the letters in front of an ambulance, which are written laterally. When seen in rear view mirror by another vehicle, the image of the word would get inverted, letting the driver read the word properly so that he can provide way to the ambulance. Ambulance vehicle reminds us that there is an health emergency when these vehicles passes by. In relation with this, please be reminded that we are still on pandemic. Don't forget to follow our health protocols implemented by our schools or either in our community.
May 5 mahahalagang bagay na magagawa natin upang mapanatiling ligtas ang ating mga pamilya at komunidad mula sa coronavirus. Una, hugasan ang ating mga kamay at madalas gumamit ng hand sanitizer. Ikalawa, panatilihin ang hindi bababa sa 1.5 metrong layo mula sa ibang tao. Ikatlo, magsuot ng face mask na tumatakip sa ating bibig at ilong kung hindi natin mapapanatili ang ating distansya. Ika-4, makipagkita sa ating mga kapamilya at mga kaibigan sa labas ng bahay dahil mas malamang na hindi tayo mahahawaan ng virus sa labas. Ika-5, magpasuri kaagad at manatili sa bahay kung masama ang ating pakiramdam. Huwag pumunta sa trabaho o bumisita sa ibang tao. Pumunta sa coronavirus.vic.gov.au para sa impormasyon kung paano mananatiling ligtas o tawagan ang coronavirus hotline sa 1-800-675-398. Kung kailangan mo ng interpreter, pindutin ang 0.
You have seen how images form in a plane mirror, but how about on concave and convex mirrors? There are two types of images formed with these types of mirror: real image and virtual image. What are the differences between this real image and virtual image? A real image is formed when light rays actually meet after reflection. Also, a real image can be formed on a screen. And real image is inverted with respect to the object. Example, the image of a distant object formed by a concave mirror. On the other side, virtual image is formed when light rays do not actually intersect after reflection, but they appear to diverge from the mirror. Also, a virtual image cannot be formed on a screen. Lastly, a virtual image is erect with respect to the object. Example, the image of an object formed by a convex mirror. A plane mirror makes an image of object in front of the mirror. The image appears to be behind on that plane in which the mirror lies. An image is formed by reflection when two or more reflected rays of point meet a single point. The image is formed at the point of intersection of the reflected rays. In locating images formed in curved mirrors graphically, 6 important points are considered. 1. C. Center of curvature. It is the center of the sphere where surface forms the curved mirror. 2. F. The focal point. It is where the light rays meet. 3. V. Vertex. It is the point where the principal axis meets the mirror. 4. Principal axis. It is the straight line passing through the center of curvature to the mirror. 5. F. The lowercase f. It is the focal length. Focal length is the distance from the focal point to the vertex. Lastly, number 6. R. Radius of curvature. It is the distance from the vertex to the center of curvature. Since the focal point is the midpoint of the segment adjoining the vertex and the center of curvature, the focal length would be 1/2 of the radius of curvature. Now, I will show to you the ray diagrams for the formations of image by a concave and convex mirror for various positions of the object. Using the ray diagrams, you can determine the loss. The loss of any images formed in these different types of mirrors or lenses. L for location, O for orientation, S for size, and T for type.
In a concave mirror, if the object is located beyond the center of curvature, the location of the image form is between C and F. As you can see in the image shown in your screen, represented by the blue line. The red line represents the object, and the blue line represents the image. So based on the image using the ray diagram, what do you think is the orientation of the image form? Is it upright or inverted? Okay, it is inverted. But how about its size? Is it same, reduced, or enlarged? Right, so it is reduced. How about the type of the image? Is it real or virtual? Yes, it is real. How about if we change the location of the object? What if the location is at the center of the curvature C? The location of the image form will be at C. As you can see in the ray diagram of this situation. How about for its orientation? Inverted or upright? It is inverted. How about its size?
It is the same. It is the same as the size of the object. And how about its type of the image? Correct. It is real. But what if the location of the object is at the focus or the focal point F? So, the location of the image form will be none. How about orientation? None. How about size? It also none. How about type? None. How can this happen? Because in this location of the object, there will be no image found, or there will be no image form at this location. So there will be no location, no orientation, size, and type. On the other hand, how about for convex mirrors? In a convex mirror, anywhere you put the object in front of a convex mirror, what will be the location of the image form? So the location will be anywhere also. How about orientation? It will be upright. But how about its size? The size of the image? The size will be reduced. And the type of the image? It will be virtual. How about for concave lens and convex lens? How can we characterize or describe the image form? For convex lens, the image will be real and inverted, but it can also produces virtual, erect, and enlarged image in a magnifying glass. In convex lens also, the object will appear closer and larger. On the other hand, the concave lens will have an image of virtual, erect, and diminished. With this type of concave lens, the object will appear smaller and farther.
Great job! We are almost done in our lesson for this episode. But before we end our lesson for today, let's summarize what you have learned in our lesson by answering the different questions that will appear in your screen. Congratulations and job well done! In this lesson or episode, you have mastered how to differentiate the different mirrors like plane mirrors, spherical mirrors, and also with the spherical lenses. And also, you have learned how to characterize and describe the different images formed in these different types of mirrors and lenses. Always remember, science is amazing. Thus, don't think it is hard, just think hard. So again, students, thank you and see you on the next meeting. Bye-bye!